on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Well, it looked like little black and white hair pieces, but it's actually really coarse and it feels like plastic.
Dog owners are looking for answers after finding what they say looks like wire in their Pedigree dog food. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thousands have shared this online. Some dog owners locally telling us they're worried for other pets.
Pedigree says what pet owners are finding in their dog food is not wire, but natural fibers like pig hair from processing the food. Valley News Team's Krista Bames spoke with pet owners who say otherwise.
It's dinner time for Brooklyn. A time any dog would get excited.
Sometimes she'll start and sometimes she won't.
But that's not the case.
See, she's smelling it now. Yeah, see, she smelled it and she's looking at me like, I don't want that.
With this bowl of Pedigree. It's the same brand the 11-year-old dog has eaten her whole life, but not this time.
She started avoiding it, but I thought it was her teeth.
Tracy Bowe wasn't sure why until finding multiple posts on Facebook. People finding what they say are wires embedded in the food. So she took a look.
I mean, I held the magnet upside down and it stuck to it, wouldn't fall off, nothing. It's just a tiny black piece. I mean, they're really, really hard to see.
Brooklyn hasn't gotten sick at all in the time that she's eaten the food, but she has actually strayed away from it. But other dogs in the area have actually gotten sick.
Right there.
Charisse Gerving of Grand Forks shared this video.
Coming out of my dog food, and he's been eating this. Fishing line lure, or fishing line wire.
She says she talked with Pedigree after her dog lost nearly 10 pounds. Charisse is getting a refund for the bag and was told they would cover vet bills if it turns out the food caused her dog to lose weight. But Pedigree is telling the hundreds who posted on their Facebook that it has tested the affected kibble and say it's naturally occurring fibers from meat and bone meal and are completely safe. Still a scare for owners like Tracy.
See, look at the difference.
Who have since switched to a different brand. Brooklyn eats right up. I wanted to see for myself, so I actually went to the same store that Tracy bought her Pedigree dog food from. I purchased the same size bag, and on my first scoop, I was able to find something that resembled what Tracy was seeing. But it's so hard to see, I needed to take a closer look and took a picture using my iPhone. And that's also a magnet there holding that wires, and we tried that as well, just like Tracy did. And if this is concerning to you, just contact Pedigree. We have more information on our website, valleynewslive.com. Stephanie?
All right, Krista, thank you. Now, Pedigree recalled some of its dog food in 2014, but reports indicate it was for plastic being found in the dog food.
According to citydata.com, 58% of Fargoans are renters. With so many choices, you need to do your homework before moving in. One angry renter says he's been promised what's advertised: an indoor pool, fitness center, community room, and other things. He says the rental company is not delivering on what they are advertising, and he says he's tired of paying for it. But the company says work is happening.
I just talked to my construction manager. The pool people are going to be here tomorrow through the end of the week. The building is going to start being framed early next week.
The company also says it's been a wet summer, and that's hurt construction progress as well.
President Obama has said instead of putting addicts behind bars, they need help. He wants more drug treatment centers across the country to combat the increasing heroin addiction problem. The co-founder of a needle exchange program in Moorhead says North Dakota needs to adjust its attitude about addicts from criminal to a mental health issue.
Largest organization in Fargo that works with addicts and that kind of thing. They'll turn people into the police just for having paraphernalia on them. So a person goes there for help and ends up in jail.
The Fargo-Moorhead Good Neighbor Project is calling the community to rally on International Overdose Awareness Day. It's called Fed Up, telling the federal government they want people to have access to affordable and evidence-based treatment. It's on the 31st from 1 to 3 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Bridge.
Craft beer fans can enjoy their favorite brews even later into the evening. The Fargo City Commission removed restrictions on local breweries' hours of operation.
Now, breweries are now able to stay open later and in turn better compete with other local bars. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood talked with the owner of a downtown brewery who is thrilled.
We had one beer, I'll say we had one beer apiece to celebrate, yes.
Cheers were in order for Drecker Brewing Company in downtown Fargo.
Maybe 1.5 beers.
Drecker, along with the other 2 breweries in Fargo, will now be able to stay open past 9:30 at night, which was originally a problem for keeping customers.
It's hard to explain to people, we're not closing the doors because we want to. That's just the current city ordinance.
Even first-time customers think this will help the brewing company's business.
How can it not? I mean, beer after 9:30 p.m., doesn't get any better than that.
Along with Drecker, Killstone and Fargo Brewing Company will be able to run their hours of operation at their leisure. The owner says it was a joint effort amongst all the local Fargo breweries.
The 3 of us worked together to get this ordinance changed. Then we worked with the city, and they were awesome. The city was great to work with, and they came together and we got it changed.
Now Drecker, Killstone, and Fargo Brewing will be able to compete with other downtown bars. In Fargo, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
These breweries can stay open now until 2 a.m. if they want. As of now, Drecker Brewing will only be open Monday through Thursday to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturdays until midnight, and they are open to extending hours if that's what customers want.
Excitement is building for several NDSU fall sports. Tonight it was all about wearing green and yellow for Bison Fan Night at the Fargo Dome, presented by Great Clips. Games galore provided several blow-up games or face painting. The NDSU bookstore was on hand to sell Bison gear. And probably the most exciting of all was the chance to meet the players. Besides football, there were soccer and volleyball athletes who were there and willing to sign autographs.
As friendly as the players are with the kids, I think that's important to them. Teaches the kids that, even though you're growing up, you're in these athletic programs, you're on TV, say Fargo here, you're famous, doesn't mean that anything's changed. I think it teaches kids, the responsibility. I think it shows them that they can have the responsibility, still have fun.
The Bison football team opens its season in Missoula, Montana, where it takes on Montana. That game is scheduled to kick off at 2:30.
There were a lot of wide eyes tonight at one of the new schools in the metro area. Parents and students took part in back-to-school night at Trinity Elementary in West Fargo. Trinity is the newest school in the St. John Paul Schools network. It's a night where children and parents were able to see the classrooms, meet teachers, drop off supplies, and maybe even get rid of some of those first day jitters.
This is a good experience for the children because they have a chance to see their rooms, which makes the first day of school less scary for them, and it helps them feel a little bit more comfortable because they have a chance to go around the building and see where things are, so that they don't feel lost on the first day.
The first day of school at Trinity is Tuesday, August 25th.
Minnesota is home to the ugliest county in America. According to the Washington Post, it's Red Lake County. The Post ranked counties based on their natural beauty. It looked at factors like weather, access to lakes and rivers, and sun exposure. Out of more than 3,100 counties in the United States, Red Lake County got the nod. The Post said Red Lake County is the only landlocked county in the U.S. that is surrounded by just 2 neighboring counties. It also adds that its flat plains topography and its cold winters make it pretty bad. Most of the lowest ranked counties were along the Minnesota-North Dakota border.
Valley